Hi, it's Andy. Welcome to the Master of Puppets intro video. Here we go. So Master of Puppets by Metallica starts with the 7th fret power chord. So you're going to take finger 1, your pointer finger, and you're going to start 7th fret, string 5. That's the note E. That's the tonic note. That's the key note because the song's in the key of E minor. And that's the note E. Okay, now we're also going to play another note with our 3rd finger. That's going to be on the 9th fret, string 4. Okay, and that looks like this. And so you're going to hit those 2 strings with your pick. Don't hit any of the other strings. Just play only those 2 strings. Okay, now you'll notice that my right hand here is just gently resting where the bridge is, and my wrist is sort of also on the top of the guitar. So I'm actually taking my hand and I'm leaning it up against the guitar, and so I can find my place without looking down. So I'm finding those 2 strings by feel. I'm feeling around where the strings are, and that's how I find my notes. Okay, now once you strike those 2 notes, you're going to have to cut off the strings by karate chopping. Literally take your hand and put it right across all the strings and stop the music. Just like that. Okay, now let's see how fast you can strum and then chop. Strum and then chop. See if you can make that note as short as possible. That's how it goes on the CD. Okay, now once your sound is chopped off, that frees up your fingers to move on to what's next. And you won't really get a lot of sound because your right hand is over all the strings, and so you can feel free to move around and you probably won't make a lot of noise. Okay, so we're going to move 2 frets down the fretboard. We're going to move down to the 5th fret, and we're going to play a power chord there. And what we're going to do is we're going to play 3 power chords in a row, all on adjacent frets, like this. So that's a 5th fret power chord, 4th fret power chord, 3rd fret power chord. That's chromatic, 3 notes in a row. Okay, the tricky part though is your right hand is going to strum and chop. We're going to strum and we're going to chop in between every chord. So strum, chop, strum, chop, strum. The last one you let it ring. So again, that's strum, chop, strum, chop, strum. Okay, I'm going to turn at this angle because what I want you to see next is that when I do that move, not only do I chop with my hand, but I'm also going to do a pick chop. I'm going to strum the chord. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pick and I'm going to put it right on the strings, right where I need to play. So I just put my pick right on the 5th string because that's what string I'm about to play next. Okay, then I'm going to chop again like this. So I just landed my pick on the strings, and notice my hand is also here chopping the strings, but my pick is chopping the strings as well. So I'm chopping in 2 locations. I'm chopping here, and I'm chopping here with my pick. So put your pick right on the 5th string. Land it right on the 5th string. Land it right on the 5th string. Alright, so far this is what we've got. Okay, now let's get the rhythm. The first chord is very fast and very short. Then the next 3 chords in a row sound like this. Alright, so far we've got this. One thing I forgot to mention is that on that very first chord of the song, the E power chord on the 7th fret, you could also strike the low E string with your pick if you want to, and that gives you a low note. Just makes it a little bit deeper. Definitely don't hit that low E on these other 3 chords though. It won't sound good. So you might want to consider hitting the low E when you start the tune, but then don't hit it here. Okay, so let's move on to the second phrase. At this point in the tune, he kind of repeats but adds a little variation. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave our hand on the strings. Since it was there already, we're just going to leave it there. And we're going to strike the low string twice, and you're going to get palm muting. So the string is just going to go thump, thump. Might want to move around and see how it sounds when you're in different places. If you're right next to the bridge, it sounds like this. And it's ringing too much. If you go in between the pickups, well, that's too much muting. So you might want to see where is the best spot. I'd say about an inch away from the bridge. There we go. Okay, so we're not going to play the full power chord here though. We're just going to play simply finger 1 on the 7th fret on string 5. That's what's next. The trick here is though we're not doing any palm muting. So you got to lift your hand away and play the note in the normal way. No palm mutes. Okay, so I'm going to cover what we just talked about. When you start the second measure of the song, you play 2 hits on the low E string with your palm muting. Then you play 7th fret on the 5th string, but no palm muting. So take your palm away and let it ring out. So your hand is going to be going from here to here. We're going to be on the strings, then we're going to be off the strings, like this. Alright, now we're going to do that same move, but we're going to move over a fret. So now we're going to play the 6th fret, and it's going to be the same story. And then 2 more palm mutes. Okay, and then here comes those 3 chords that we just practiced a minute ago. 5th fret power chord, 4th fret power chord, 3rd fret power chord. That stuff we already rehearsed. Okay, so let's cover the entire second measure of the song. So 2 palm mutes on the low string, 7th fret rings out. 2 palm mutes on the low string, 6th fret rings out. 2 palm mutes on the low string. Okay, here comes our 3 power chords. Okay, let's practice it faster. Here's how it sounds. A little faster. I'm going to move this way so you can see how my palm is on the string, then it's off the string, then it's on the string, then it's off the string. It's constantly going onto the string and then lifting up. A little faster. Okay, let's cover the next measure. Alright, so the next measure has all its notes on the low E string. Alright, and it's all chromatic, meaning it's moving 1 fret down at a time. And I think it's all palm muted as well. So get your palm muting ready, and we're going to go 007, 006, 00, 5, 04, 03, 02. 2nd fret, you let it ring. Don't do any palm muting on that final note. So once again, 007, 006, 005, 04, 03, 02. Okay, and then at this point in the tune, you repeat and do everything from the top of the song. Okay, so that's 4 repeats, and you just played the intro. Okay, now you'll notice that my pick was always going down all the time. So in other words, my pick was going down, 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 down. It was always picking down. And James Hetfield is one of the great down pickers in modern metal. Or maybe he is the great down picker in all of modern metal. Okay, but some other players, though, would prefer to go down, up. So, down, up. Then down again. Down, up. Down again. Down, up. Then I'm just going to play all downs on the chords. So a mixture of downs and ups may result in a faster speed. It's always tricky with patterns of 3 notes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. When you have patterns of 3, down and up picking sort of gets a little weird because, after all, down and up is a 2-note pattern, but when you're playing patterns of 3 notes, it gets a little strange. Because if you were to be very strict with your downs and ups, then you'd probably have something like down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, well, I had to strum one of my power chords with an upward strum, and that's kind of awkward. Plus, it just doesn't sound the same. So I'm going to mix my downs and ups, and you know, I might do 2 downs in a row, but that's okay. Down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. I'm going to go down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Okay, so try that. Maybe you're better at down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Maybe strict alternations for you. Only way to figure it out is to try both ways and see what suits you better. Of course, if you want to be like James Hetfield, just play everything with the down. Okay, now if you really want a challenge, this isn't something you do on stage, but this would be a great practice. Can you play it with all ups? Oof! I can't even do it, and I'm the teacher. Nah, it's too awkward, but if you can do it, you're good. Okay, so that's just an example of something very challenging, and you're not really actually going to play the song that way, but that gives you some practice with your ups. My best advice, though, is use your downs and your ups and mix them together to find the best way to play the tune. For me, it's down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. All right, see you in part 2.